What if the secret to happiness in old age isn't about doing more, but about doing less? Yes, less. Proving yourself less. Worrying less about things you can't control. Comparing less. Blaming yourself less. Sounds simple. Maybe. But the impact can be profound. Imagine life like a travel bag you've been carrying for decades. The longer it goes on, the heavier it gets. Now imagine you start shedding the unnecessary baggage one by one. It feels lighter. Your steps feel easier. Your breath feels longer. In youth, we learn to pursue. In old age, we learn to enjoy. Enjoying a quiet morning. Enjoying family laughter. Enjoying small moments you once often missed. Happiness isn't about becoming stronger. It's about becoming gentler. Gentler with yourself. Be gentler with life. Be gentler with the past. And when we become a little lazy in the things that drain our hearts, we actually find new energy. Energy to smile. Energy to be grateful. Energy to be content. You've been through so many seasons in life. So many stories. So many lessons. Now it's time to enjoy the fruits of that wisdom. If you want a lighter, calmer, more meaningful life, this journey is for you. Because happiness in old age is no accident. It's a choice. And perhaps, that choice begins with the courage to let go. Have you ever noticed something interesting? As you get older, the fewer things that truly matter. We used to wake up with a long list in our heads. We have to do this. We have to do that. We have to look good. We have to be successful. Now, maybe you wake up more slowly. Sit for a moment on the edge of the bed. Take a deep breath. And in that silence, a gentle question arises. Do I still need to carry all that weight? Imagine life as a long journey with a suitcase in hand. When we were young, we filled that suitcase with everything. Goals, ambitions, other people's expectations, small worries that felt big. We thought, the fuller the suitcase, the more successful the trip. But now, the suitcase feels heavy. And perhaps, happiness in old age isn't about adding more to the suitcase, but about having the courage to take some out. Today we're going to talk about an idea that sounds strange, but is incredibly liberating. The lazier you are in certain areas, the happier your life will be. Relax, this isn't about being passive. It's not about giving up. It's about being wisely lazy. But before we get into the nitty-gritty, if you find content like this calming and inspiring, please support this channel by subscribing and sharing it with your friends, partner, or family. Your small support helps more people around the world discover positive messages like this. Now, let's take a slow walk together. Imagine an old tree in a city park. It's no longer growing fast. It's no longer striving to be the tallest. Its branches may be asymmetrical. Its bark may be scarred by time. Yet people sit beneath it. Children play nearby. Elderly couples take shelter beneath it. Birds nest in its branches. The tree isn't trying to impress anyone. It simply stands, as it is. And that's precisely why it's beautiful. When we're young, we often feel compelled to prove ourselves. We want recognition. We want appreciation. We want to show our capabilities. It's natural. It's human. But in old age, there's a freedom that's rarely talked about. You no longer have to perform on stage every day. You don't have to explain your life choices to everyone. You don't have to win every petty argument. You don't have to respond to every criticism. Imagine every negative comment like a dead leaf falling. Does the tree get angry at the fallen leaf? No, it lets it go. The less you prove yourself, the more at peace you become. Sometimes, happiness comes when you say quietly, I don't have to prove anything anymore. That's not giving up. That's not indifference. That's maturity. And maturity is a beauty that only comes with time. For decades we strive to appear important, and in old age, we realize the most important thing is inner peace. Isn't that ironic and beautiful at the same time? Now imagine you're sitting by the sea. The waves come. The waves go. You don't run into the water to stop them. You don't scold the wind. You just sit, enjoying. But in everyday life, We often try to do the impossible. Control the waves of life. We worry about the future. We regret the past. We try to control other people's decisions. But some things are like waves. They come and go, without permission. Imagine each worry is a small stone. Every time you think about something you can't control, you put one stone in your pocket. One stone feels light. 2 stones are bearable. 10 stones, your steps start to get heavy. Then you ask, why am I tired? Maybe it's not age. Maybe it's too many stones. The more you don't bother picking up stones that don't belong to you, the easier your journey becomes. There's a simple wisdom in old age. Not everything needs a reaction. Not everything needs a solution. Not everything is worth worrying about. Sometimes all it takes is a simple sentence. If it's beyond my control, I let it go. Inhale slowly. Hold it for a moment, exhale. Feel your shoulders drop. That's lightness. And interestingly, when you stop trying to control everything, life feels friendlier. Like the ocean that once seemed intimidating, it becomes soothing background music. We learn a form of laziness that is full of wisdom. Checkmark laziness to prove yourself to everyone. Checkmark laziness to worry about things you can't control. Notice something, both are related to energy. In youth, energy feels limitless. In old age, it becomes more precious, and therefore, choosing where we use it is a sign of wisdom. Imagine if the rest of your life wasn't about running, but about taking a leisurely stroll in the park. Not about being the center of attention, but being a source of calm. Not about controlling the world, but being at peace with yourself. Maybe happiness isn't something you have to seek far. Maybe happiness is when you stop carrying unnecessary burdens. Sit down for a moment today. Take a deep breath, smile a little, and say to yourself, I choose a lighter life. Next, we'll discuss a habit that silently saps the happiness of many people in old age, excessive self-comparison. Have you ever been sitting quietly, and then suddenly a thought occurred to you? She's healthier, he's richer, she's luckier. And without realizing it, your heart felt a little heavier. Just a few minutes earlier, you were fine. It's funny, isn't it? We can feel inadequate just by looking at other people's lives. And we'll learn a very liberating form of laziness. Laziness to compare ourselves. Imagine a garden with many flowers. There are roses. There are tulips. There are orchids. There are small, humble wildflowers. Does the rose feel like a failure because it's not as tall as the sunflower? Is the sunflower envious because it's not as fragrant as the rosé? No, they simply bloom in their own time. But humans often forget. In youth, comparison often fuels our desire. We want to be faster, more successful, more visible. But in old age, comparison can become a small poison that slowly eats away at gratitude. Every life has a unique path. Some marry young. Some find love at 60. Some stay healthy until 90. Some have to learn to be patient with their slowing bodies. None of this is a competition. Imagine life like a train journey. Everyone gets off at different stations. Some get off earlier. Some travel longer. Does that mean one journey is better than another? No, they're just different. The less you compare, the more peace you feel. My journey is unique. My time is different. That's okay. Sometimes we compare ourselves to others without knowing the whole story. We see their smile, without seeing their struggles. We see their home, without seeing their loneliness. We see their vacation, without seeing their worries. Comparison is often like looking at a photograph that has been edited. It looks perfect, but it doesn't show the full reality. In old age, you have a great privilege. You're not racing anymore. You're enjoying. And enjoying is far more beautiful than competing. Imagine a quiet morning. You're sitting with a warm cup of tea. The sun's rays slowly stream in through the window. There's no race. There's no goal to beat. Just you. And your slow breath. When you stop comparing, you start to see the small beauties. A step that can still be taken. A grandchild's laughter. A text message from an old friend. A simple blue sky. Those little things don't need comparison, they just need attention. And attention is a form of love for life. And we learn one important thing. Don't compare yourself to others. Because happiness isn't about who's faster. It's not about who has more. Happiness is about being content in your own path. Every flower blooms in its own time. Every journey has its own unique scenery. And every age brings a different kind of beauty. The less you compare, the lighter your heart becomes. Take a deep breath. Feel that small sense of calm. Next, we'll talk about a small habit we often take for granted, but which secretly wears us down. Namely, being too hard on ourselves. Have you ever spoken to yourself in a tone you'd never use with a best friend? Why can't I be like I used to be? Why did I make that mistake? I should have been better. We can be very gentle with others, but incredibly hard on ourselves. And we'll learn about the final form of laziness. Perhaps the most important, laziness to blame ourselves excessively. Imagine you have an old friend. They've come a long way. They've fallen. They've failed. They've made imperfect decisions. Would you constantly remind them of their mistakes? Or would you say, you did the best you could with what you knew at the time? Now imagine, that friend is yourself. In old age, we often look back, remembering different decisions, missed opportunities, words that perhaps shouldn't have been said. But life isn't a book that can be re-edited. Life is more like a painting. There are bright colors. There are messy strokes. There are parts we might want to change. But it's precisely that mix that makes the painting unique. If everything were perfect, the painting might feel flat. The less you criticize yourself, the warmer your heart will be. Try saying quietly to yourself, I'm human. I'm learning. I'm growing. When you're young, mistakes feel like the end of the world. When you're old, mistakes are teachers who have completed their work. There's no need to be scolded anymore. There's no need to be punished anymore. Imagine walking around carrying a small bag filled with old regrets. You've been carrying it for decades. The question is simple. Do you still need to carry that bag? Or can you put it down and walk more lightly? There's a subtle humor here, too. Sometimes we blame ourselves for things that even others have long forgotten. While they're busy with their own lives, we're still replaying old scenes in our heads. Isn't that a little funny? In old age, you're no longer in an exam room. You're not being graded. You're enjoying a quieter chapter. And this chapter deserves to be filled with tenderness. Imagine an afternoon. The sky is slowly changing colors. The sun is no longer as bright as midday, but instead feels more beautiful. Dusk isn't trying to be morning. It's not competing with the day. It's accepting its time, and that's why dusk feels peaceful. Old age is like dusk, too. It's not about losing light. It's about a softer light. Let's recall the 4 wise lazinesses we've learned about. Checkmark laziness to prove yourself to everyone. Checkmark laziness to worry about things you can't control. Checkmark laziness to compare yourself to others. Checkmark laziness to blame yourself excessively. Notice the same pattern. It's all about letting go. Not to stop living. Not to stop caring. But to gently choose what truly deserves your energy. Because in old age, energy is wealth. And a light heart is happiness. Maybe happiness isn't something to be pursued far away. Maybe happiness is when you sit still and say, I've done enough. I've been through so much. Now I choose to live more lightly. Take a slow breath. Feel a small warmth in your chest. That's peace. And peace often comes not from working harder, but from daring to be a little more lazy in the things that no longer matter. May your days feel lighter, warmer, and more smile-filled. Have you ever stopped for a moment and realized how incredible this simple fact is? You are still here, after all the seasons you've been through. After all the storms, laughter, losses, and small victories. You are still standing, and that's no small thing. Many people in this world are learning from your life experiences. Many generations are walking the path you paved with your struggles. Sometimes we forget to appreciate ourselves. we forget that every line on our face is a sign of courage. Every graying hair is a symbol of time won. Every slowing step is evidence of a long journey. Life isn't about how fast we run. It's not about how loud we speak. Life is about surviving, learning, and remaining gentle. If you feel calm today, be grateful for it. If you feel a little tired today, that's okay too. Because you have done so much in this life, you have loved. You have worked hard. You have forgiven. You have risen again and again. And now, maybe it's time to enjoy. Enjoy a quieter morning. Enjoy a warm cup of drink. Enjoy a simple conversation. Enjoy a slow breath. Happiness in old age isn't about getting bigger. It's about getting deeper. Deeper in gratitude. Deeper in peace. Deeper in acceptance. If there's one message you want to take with you today, it might be this. You don't have to be anyone else. You are enough. You already matter. And the world is a better place because you were and still are in it. If this video touched your heart, please support this channel. Hit like if you felt a sense of calm today. Share it with friends or family who might need a gentle message like this. Subscribe to continue receiving inspiring messages. Leave a comment with a life experience or valuable lesson you'd like to share. Your voice matters. And turn on the notification bell so you don't miss the next heartwarming message. Thank you for taking the time. Thank you for walking with us. May your day be filled with gentle light. May your heart feel light. And may you always remember, your life is precious.